I want you all to look up what it means when a person doesn't cry. Well, I'll let you know that possibly you can be with someone that's emotional detached, depressed, possibly have probably anxiety issues, NPD, mood disorders, things like that. I didn't know that I had issues with not crying until I went into therapy. I think it's my second or third time in therapy. But I remember going probably 15 years without crying and didn't have a problem with it. The last time I cried before I realized I didn't cry was around, I was 11 years old during my parents' divorce. I woke up that morning, went to graduation in the 6th grade. And during that time, you go through elementary school, you walk down the hall, the 6th graders walk down the hall, and you leave, and you get your certificate, and you go home. Well, I was on 143rd and Alder, and so when I look to my right, when I get to the corner of my street, about 50 yards down, I could see some things in front of my house. So I continue walking. When I get there, it was our furniture. That morning that I left, I didn't know that that would be my last morning in that house. When I get to the house, my parents were going through the divorce at the time. My mother said, "No, don't go in there. You can't go in there." I'm like, "Mom, I got on a suit." I was 11 years old. She said, "You can't go in there. We got evicted." I cried. I didn't know from that point on that that would be the last time that me, my mother, my sister, my brother will be together as a family ever again. And this is where I lost my ability to love. This is where I lost my ability to have family, to want family, to love family, to even want kids, to even be connected to a woman in a relationship. I didn't have longevity or staying power, and it stopped at 11 years old. I remember distinctly. So my dad was already gone. We got evicted. My mother, my sister, my brother came out the house with their buggy with their clothes in it. I grabbed mine, my little buggy with my clothes, and so we go up Alder, the street we lived on. And by the time we get to Coit and Taylor, my mom said, "Double O, you go to the right." That's my nickname, Double O. "You go to the right, you're gonna live with Miss Irene." And my mother, brother, and sister went up Coit. So I go up South Taylor, and I move in with Miss Irene, probably a year or two. Off and on, I would see my family, you know, on weekends, see my dad, my sister, but it wasn't never together. So I lost that mentally, physically, and in my heart. Family didn't mean anything to me. Moving forward, I remember not crying for a very long time, possibly 15 years. I want you all to look it up, where it says, find out what it means when a person doesn't cry, because you could be dating somebody, you could like somebody, you could be interested in somebody, you could be married to someone that doesn't cry. And when they don't cry, this is not for everybody, this is for me and others that are like me. It means that they will not hold you when you cry. They will get upset when you cry. I've been so upset when I made women cry and they would cry. They wanted a hug. I didn't want their tears on my shirt. I didn't want their tears on my cheek. When you're dealing with somebody that hasn't cried in a long time, it means that they are not going to cry when you cry. They could be emotionally detached. They're going to get upset when you cry. I remember laying in bed with a woman, making her cry for whatever reason. I got caught cheating or lying, and she started crying. I would turn my back on her and didn't feel anything, nothing. And it felt good for me to watch her cry. And I don't mean to trigger anybody, but I'm telling y'all, look it up. What does it mean when a person doesn't cry? And this is not for all men or women. This is just for people that are like me. Depressed, emotionally detached, not interested in relationship, not interested in love, not interested in connecting. I didn't find this out until I went to therapy my second or third time in 2014. So if you're dealing with somebody that you notice that doesn't cry, I think there was times I went to funerals, didn't cry. There were times when people in my family died and I didn't cry. I knew something was wrong then. I didn't feel anything. So look it up. What does it mean when a person does not cry? And you have to start planning or talking to that person and find out what they feel when they don't cry. If they know why they don't cry, or if they don't know, get them educated on it. Because if not, you're going to be emotionally abused. You're going to be mentally abused. And you're going to be yearning for somebody to connect with you on an emotional level, and they cannot do it until they get therapy. You have a good day.